I guess going off of that long-term view that you mentioned, it's just something that struck me as well, was the idea, last week we talked a little bit about inventory, how companies try and minimize the time that they hold inventory on hand, convert that into cash and revenue as quickly as possible, so they can invest it into other projects and get better returns. But the process here that with a lot of these new safety initiatives, it seems like there's some added handoffs for their inventory, essentially their ingredients for their burritos and their other menu offerings. And how much do you feel like that is potentially adding to longer term costs and affecting their margins, or do you think that this is something where longer term they need to get people back in their restaurants to stay loyal to that mission, and then the rest will kind of sort itself out?
Well, Chipotle's always been very good at handling food costs, and they used to be good at handling labor costs. I'm ribbing them a little bit. They still are very good at handling labor costs. The problem is that now you have a fully staffed restaurant that's waiting for customers to come in. So when you look at Chipotle's restaurant margins, that's the direct cost that they incur. The biggest portion of that is the labor cost. The food cost has suffered as well. So we are seeing that inventory moving a little more slowly because number one, it's waiting for customers to come in and take it away. But number two, there are these handoffs that you mentioned. And if you picture a funnel of inventory as a funnel, anytime you have a bottleneck, you're building costs in your system. So these food kitchens, if you look at it as sort of a finance thing or an accounting thing, these food preps, multiple food preps, the central kitchens, they represent bottlenecks in Chipotle's system. And Chipotle is trying to move those as quickly as possible, as efficiently as possible. But at the end of the day, what they need is for that throughput to return, is for the lines going out the door, and for them to be focused on how fast we move a customer. Once they come in through our door, move them through the line, get them paid, and let them get on with their day. That's something that will take care of itself. If they could just get back to that, the inventory will move. But it's not a huge issue for them because they're, as I said, they're pretty good at handling the inventory. They can allow some of that to build on their balance sheet. Won't be too much of an issue. Now, there's a caveat here, and that's which every stockholder fears. If there's another food scare, that will hurt them in terms of inventory because their food waste will skyrocket in that instance. Whenever you have an incident like this, forget about what's called shrinkage, which is minimal food waste. They'll have a lot of food waste because they'll have to go back to the drawing board. That'll be terrible for their inventory balance on their balance sheet. I think they're behind that, but you never know. And that's the risk in holding this stock. We still won't know until time passes that there's not one more scare in 2016. Those prospects are diminishing, but they're still there.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. For any restaurant at this scale, any of the companies out there, even for the larger ones that don't run into some of the same risks where they do more central processing for the ingredients. Think of the traditional fast food companies. They still have their scandals, and so overall, I think I'm with you in that the company's focused on the right place here, and overall, I'm definitely rooting for them, and will be continue to be a regular at Chipotle.
Yeah, as will I. I'll continue to patronize them. I feel safe eating the food. Uh, I think it tastes pretty good still. So I'm going to be going back for sure.